Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
How is Legacy?
We miss each and every one of you.
This is Mrs. Hurley and
Miss M.
And we are here to give you guys your first speech and social work session of our break.
Woo!
So our goal today is we are going to define the words irritated and glad. Irritated and glad. So, as we read this story, I want you to think about our character Maya and how she felt irritated and glad.
All right, so we'll get started. The story is called Maya's Messy Room. On Saturday, Maya was tidying up her bedroom because her mom told her it was a mess, but she didn't feel like cleaning. Instead, Maya yearned to go outside. She really wanted to play with her best friend, who was at the park. Maya felt irritated because she had to clean a muddled, unkept bedroom. So, she decided to ask her sister to help her clean the messy bedroom. Maya asked, "When you are done eating breakfast, will you help me clean my room?" Then Maya's sister nicely said, "Okay, I'll help you clean your room." After her sister helped her tidy up, Maya's bedroom was flawless. She was glad because she could go outside and play with her friend at the park.
Oh, what a good story, Miss Mustafega.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you, Miss Hurley.
So, in our story, Maya started out irritated. Let's think about that word irritated. When was a time that you were irritated? Let's see. Sometimes I'm really irritated that I can't go and see my friends or that I have to stay inside right now. When was the time that you were irritated, Miss Mustafega?
I've been irritated recently because I haven't been able to see all of you guys at Legacy.
Oh, that's a good one. Good one.
I just want to go to Legacy and see all of you.
Sure. So you guys, think about it. When was the time that you were irritated? So let's talk about what does it exactly mean to be irritated. So right here we have our cards, irritated, and this is going to be on the Class Dojo site. So I want you guys to grab a sheet just like this that's attached to your post. And it says right here, irritated. Irritated. And so when we think about what exactly does it mean to be irritated, sometimes we might say that we felt really angry or really annoyed or irritated or bothered. And so we're going to right here make a picture of a time that we were irritated. So we're going to draw a picture on this card that talks about a time that we were irritated. We're going to show what irritated means on this card.
All right, and I am not an artist by any means, but I am trying my best. So this picture symbolizes how I feel as irritated because I, Miss M, can't go to Legacy right now due to COVID-19.
So Miss M feels very annoyed or very angry because she cannot go to Legacy. So irritated means to feel
upset, bothered, annoyed, angry.
The next time we're together, we're going to read the story again about Maya, and we're going to talk about all the reasons why she was irritated. But today, it's only about when we are irritated and understanding the word irritated. So Maya, in the middle of the story, was very irritated. But when the story ended, she was very glad Now, do we think irritated and glad mean the same thing or very different things? When things are very different, then we say that they are opposite. So irritated and glad are opposites. So when the story ended, Maya was glad. She was glad because her sister helped her clean her room, and her room was clean. So she felt glad. So now let's think about the word glad and think of a time when you were glad in your life. One time I was glad because I got to spend time with my son and my daughter, and we got to play lots of games and spend time outside, and I was glad to be with them. It made me really happy to be with my friends and my kids and to play all sorts of games outside with my kids. That made me glad. When's the time that you were glad, Miss Mustafega?
I was glad the other day I went out and bought rollerblades, and my dog likes to go rollerblading with me. So we get to go rollerblading together, and that makes me very glad because we both get our exercise. We're both a little tired, and the dog comes home and maybe will take a nap for me.
You know what else I'm glad? I'm glad when the weather is nice and there's lots of sun outside. When Miss Mustafega and I are taping this lesson, it's a really nice day outside and the sun is outside and we got to take a long walk. That made me glad too.
Yes, I agree, Miss Hurley.
All right. So I want you to think about one time when you were glad. What's something that has made you feel really glad?
Miss Hurley and I have talked about times that we were glad, but what we would like you to do is go ahead and draw your picture on this paper that is added to the documents below, which is attached with this video.
So, the word glad, when you think about a time you were glad, I'm wondering if you're thinking about a time when you were happy, a time when you were joyful, when you were just very relaxed and happy with your life, happy with the way things were going, relieved that things weren't bad. So, when we define the word glad, we're going to think of a time that we were happy or that we were full of joy.
Yes. I find myself smiling a lot when I'm happy. What about you, Miss Hurley?
Yeah, or laughing, or dancing.
Yes. All right, so we are going to move on.
No, we got to finish glad.
Oh. All right.
Miss Mustafega has to draw.
Probably why I'm trying to get on
with
this. There I am. And then I'm going to draw some friends over here too. I'm always glad when I get to hang out with friends. And I'm not the best at drawing dogs yet. Maybe I will try and work on that and get better. So after all of this is over, I can be an artist when it comes to drawing dogs. I love nose rings. Okay. So, this is what I picture when I think of glad. It's me and my friends hanging out, and we're all smiling and all really happy and joyful and excited to be around each other.
Good. So today we started talking about the words irritated, which is one we were very... And then we finished talking with an opposite word, the word that talks about when we are glad or when we are happy. So what we're going to do is talk about a time. We're going to make a story. I apologize. What we're going to do is we're going to make a story up of a time when we first were irritated and then we solved the problem to make us feel glad.
All right.
I'm going to do it. You want me
to? So I'll hold it up. Okay. You just want to talk us through it? Perfect.
So, a few weeks ago, I had a birthday. But it was during our COVID-19 where I wasn't allowed to go out of my house. So on April 3rd, I had a birthday, but I had to, next picture, I had to stay in my house. I felt so irritated because I couldn't go out, I couldn't see my friends, and I couldn't go do all the fun things with my friends and my family. So my friends all surprised me, and they put signs on my front lawn that said, "Happy birthday." And then they drove by, and they had a huge parade out their windows screaming, "Happy birthday, Anna!" And there was a big party driving by, and I saw from my front porch. I waved at all my friends, and I got to see my friends. In the end, I felt really glad to see all my friends and celebrate my birthday with my kids and my friends and my husband. And so then I was very glad. So your job, can I see that for just a minute, please? So your job is to find a time when you were irritated and talk about where you were, what did the setting look like, when were you irritated, and the problem. What was the problem that made you feel irritated? When you were irritated, you needed to solve that problem because we can't stay irritated forever. We have to solve the problem. So what were some solutions that you made to solve the problem? In the end, I'm hoping you felt glad. So let's come up with a story that talks about when you were irritated, how you solved the problem, and when you were glad. So I know that we've done this before, so you guys all remember this activity, but just in case, I'm going to remind you one more time. This first picture is a picture of a person. The person in a story is the character. The setting is what this second picture means, where there is a house. You see how there's a house? The setting talks about where did the story take place. So in this story, I was the character, and it took place at my house. Now remember, the second picture right there talks about the problem. The problem is what went wrong. And then there is the feeling. The feeling. How did I feel about the problem? In this case, the feeling was
irritated.
Irritated, right. So remember, you're going to be the character. You're going to tell us what the setting is. You're going to tell us what the problem was. But the feeling is going to be when you were irritated. So then the next section right here talks about what was the action that happened to solve the problem to help solve your problem. What action was taken? So in this case, my friend solved my problem. So what was the action? And then in the end, the action that solved the problem gave me my end feeling. Remember, my end feeling, which was glad. So this sheet is going to be on Class Dojo, just with the other ones. And your work right now is to define irritated, define glad, and start writing a story about draw pictures about a time when you felt irritated and how did you solve the problem to make you feel glad.
Parents, once your kids have finished the 3 different sheets that we've attached, please feel free to drop them in the comments section or send us a text with the pictures. We would both love to see the great artwork and all of the work that everybody is doing and seeing how your kiddos are able to get from irritated to glad. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to either one of us or feel free to drop a question down in the comment section. See you guys soon.
Bye!